angry guy here, and women have lost men forever. Women have lost men forever. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Happy Christmas Eves. Eve. We're really getting down to the wire here. I'm Stella Chung, and on today's Entertainment Fix, Vin Diesel's former assistant is suing the Fast and Furious star battery. Vanity Fair broke the story that a former assistant to Vin Diesel by the name of Asta Jonasson has filed a lawsuit against the actor accusing him of battery, discrimination, wrongful termination, and numerous other claims. Jonasson worked for Diesel's company One Race in 2010. Her job responsibilities included accompanying the actor to parties and organizing events, but her tenure was cut short after Diesel allegedly made unwanted advances, including groping her and pinning her down. Another One Race employee is also accused of similar behavior. Jonasson was fired shortly after these events took place. Why didn't this get brought up sooner? Well, at the time of employment, Jonasson signed a non-disclosure agreement that prevented her from reporting the incident. However, this year, California's Speak Out Act passed, which grants exemptions from NDAs in case of abuse that occurred in 2009 or later. Vin Diesel has not yet spoken publicly about the allegations, but IGN has reached out to his representatives for comment. We'll keep you posted on the story as it develops.
So guys, what's really intriguing about all of this is the fact that it took so long for her to come forward. Now, Stella Chung said something interesting. She said, why is it that this didn't all come out before? And she, had an interesting look. Well, here's the thing. They said that, well, it's because of an NDA that was signed. But an NDA only prevents someone from going to like social media or to the media. It does not prevent them. It cannot prevent them from going to law enforcement. You cannot run a company and a crime is committed at your company and then tell someone that, oh, you signed an NDA, so you cannot go to law enforcement and report what happened to you. What it prevents them from doing is going to social media or the mainstream media before going to the company itself and saying, this happened here, and reporting it to the company, and or even if they don't want to do that, they can go straight to law enforcement. They can go to the cops. They can go to a hospital. They can go directly there. All right. They can seek out law enforcement instantly. And law enforcement has to take the matter seriously. They have to do a thorough investigation. The company themselves have to take the matter seriously. They have to do a thorough investigation. It does not prevent them from filing a lawsuit against the company either. They can file a lawsuit against the company. Of course, it will end up going into mediation, or it could even go into court. However, the only thing that the NDA prevented was from them going to social media and making these claims on social media, or going to the mainstream media and making these claims to the mainstream media. It did not prevent them from seeking out help from the police, from law enforcement. It did not prevent them from immediately reporting this to law enforcement. Guys, this is the reality that we now live in, where cases play out on social media and then everyone acts like, oh, the NDA prevented her from going to the cops. It did not. It prevented them from going to social media and using social media as a means of gaining jungle justice. Because that's what we live in a society today. We live in a society of jungle justice, where women can say anything they want, and the guy is guilty until proven innocent. And even if he's proven innocent, he's still going to be guilty. If you look at the case of Johnny Depp, he was proven innocent beyond a reasonable doubt within a court of law. Everyone could see that Miss Heard was lying. What happened to her? She's in the latest Aquaman still. And no one's talking about it anymore. And the world has moved on. And what happened to Johnny? Did he get his career back? Nope. No career. Disney didn't hire him again. They're using his likeness again in Disney World parks. They're using his likeness again to make money. However, they're showing videos of him, but they won't hire him. They won't give him his career back, because at the end of the day, he was still he was still tainted. And that's the reality of it. They don't care about decent human beings. They don't care about right or wrong. All that matters is that someone makes a claim, that's it, and then your life is destroyed. Men, you have to wake up and realize this is the reality that you live in now. This is the feminist reality you live in. Women are looking for every possible way to secure their bag, and they will do anything they have to do. Young men who are listening, who've never had a girlfriend, they've never had a relationship, I'm telling you, you are so much better off than us old dudes. They've had relationships, been around women, and now there are women who will turn around 20 years later, 30 years later, and say something happened. He did this to me in 5th grade. Guys, I'm telling you, you don't want to be in this situation. If you've never had a girlfriend, you're so lucky. If you've never had these relationships, strong relationships with women, you've never, none of this stuff. If you've always been like, you know, you've been shy to yourself, be grateful for that. Listen to me. Someone once said, and I think I knew who said it, but I'm not going to quote, I'm not going to say the person's name. But, you know, if you have $50 in your pocket, you can get laid. And it's absolutely true. You go over to TJ, okay? TJ stands for Tijuana, and you can get laid and you can get whatever you like. If you have $50 in your pocket, you can get whatever you like. Maybe not exactly what you want. It's going to cost a little more, but you can get something nice. $50, you can get something nice to shop around a little bit. Get something decent. $1.50, you'll get whatever you like. $1.50, you will get top high quality. You will get whatever you like. For $50, you can get something decent. That's the reality of it. Men have to stop paying for these used up goods. A lot of men today, a lot of the guys that are listening to my video, they regret the very day that they got into a relationship. You know, the only thing I've gained is experience, and experience is the best teacher. But let me tell you something, it's a harsh teacher. Wise men learn from the mistakes of others. And if you're listening, if you're a man who hasn't had a lot of relationships, don't go overseas, have your relationships. That's where society is headed right now. Men walking away from Western society, going overseas, starting their business overseas, starting their lives overseas, having relationships, dating, all of that stuff, because it's more likely that you won't have someone trying to me to you when you go to another country. Even if it's the truth. Build your life overseas, and that's it. Because this thing, it's not as big over there. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. It happened in South Korea. It happened in Japan at one point, but it never got as big as it got in the US. It never got as serious as it got in the US. There's a lot of the society over there, they shut it down. Women will be women wherever you go, and Western society is a cancer stick for men. However, when it comes to the West, women have lost men forever, and they are too on their high hill. They're on their horse, they're on their hill, and most of them, they will literally stay on that hill until the end of their days. They will never come down off that hill, and they will drag down young women with them. They will drag down the girls that are even being born right now. They will drag them down. They will continue indoctrinating them and telling them to go down the same path, so they can try to validate what they've done. Even as they are living in poverty and squalor, they will try to fake it and tell these young girls to follow them over that cliff. When men make mistakes, we tell young men, don't do what we did. And if you do, we're going to laugh at you. When women do this, when women make mistakes, they don't tell girls, don't do what we did. They tell them, do exactly what we did, or else we're going to shame you. Guys, this is the reality of modern day society when it comes to how women think and operate. The only group that can save men, boys, and even girls are men. Men walking away, because the women can't save the girls. The women will lead the girls right over that cliff. The things that we are telling the boys not to do, a lot of the things that men are telling boys, don't do this, women are telling girls to go out and do this, giving them terrible advice. As we're telling boys, listen, don't go and get a college degree in communications. Go and get yourself a trade. Get practical skills. Women, no, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Go and get those expensive college degrees. Go and get that college degree. Doesn't matter. Go ahead and get it. I wish I had gotten my master's in gender studies. I regret not getting my master's in gender studies. Bro, what do you even do for a living? What do you even do for a living? Oh, I don't work right now. I'm disabled. Guys, this is the reality of modern day women. You have women who don't have no job, no future, because they sold their futures for instant gratification in the present. Now they're living in poverty and destitution, and they're trying to drag other women down with them. Young women who have not even experienced life. Young women who are barely starting life. You have them trying to drag down girls who have not even graduated from elementary school yet. Literally going after girls in kindergarten and trying to feed this thing into them so that they can have the same life that these women have had, and they won't have the same lives. They'll have worse lives. Millennial women are the first generation of women to have shorter lifespans and significantly less well-being than women born in 1928, almost 100 years ago. Millennial women and Gen Z women are passing away at rates greater than women born in 1928 were. They're living in conditions, and experiencing increased rates of mental illness, loneliness, anxiety, poverty at rates greater than women who were born in 1928. Their overall well-being is lower than women born almost 100 years ago. Yet they are the majority of all doctors. They are the vast majority of all nurses, but they're the majority of all medical school graduates at this point. Listen to me. The field of law, they've taken over that field. They earn the most college degrees. More men are dropping out of college and avoiding college and anything else. Women make up most of the college degrees. And when women choose to forego motherhood, they actually out-earn men. And we've known this since the 90s. Younger women actually out-earn men. They actually make more money than men. It's been like 30 years now, or almost 30 years since we've known this. Since they've made it. In fact, there's actually, it was talked about around 40 to 50 years ago by Thomas Sowell, where he said that you'll actually find that when you control for education and a number of years worked, and you compare that alongside men, you'll discover that women are actually making a little bit more than men. This guy actually said that in an interview like 50 years ago, 40 to 50 years ago. I think it was 50 years ago, based on the video that I saw. Like 50 years ago, he said this. And it's something that we've known, that studies have shown since the 90s. The women have been out-earning men since the 90s, but they don't spend their money wisely. They waste their money on all kinds of things, and then they have the government, and the government bails them out, the state bails them out, and then they try to go after the assets of men as well, because they always fall back to a man. If something goes wrong, a woman's backup plan is always a man. To find a man that'll take care of her. That's always been a woman's backup plan. Like, something goes wrong, she can always find a man to provide for her. Women are firmly slamming that door shut, because guys, I told you, with this thing, with M2 version 2, M2 part 2, they're going to be going for guys literally on social. It's going to be an online thing. They're going to be going after guys who slid into their DMs. They're going to have these guys fired. They're going to go after the social media platforms that allow these guys to communicate. There's going to be a series of new policies put in place on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, video game spaces, so multiplayer. Massive new policies are going to be put in place. Remember, I said this now. It's going to be so dystopic. And you're going to basically have guys where they're not going to speak to girls in these games. Girls are going to pop up on these games. They're going to hear a woman play, and they're just going to drop out because they don't want their account locked. And there are going to be a ton of women that are going to be making claims about how they were treating in these online spaces and filing lawsuits. And even when guys don't do anything, they're still going to end up in trouble. You're literally going to have you're going to literally have situations where girls jump onto games and they're going to make a claim that, oh, this guy said something, blah, 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 blah. And these guys are immediately going to have their accounts locked, even if they were on mute the entire time in the game. And when they try to appeal and show evidence, they'll even show a video to the company showing that they never communicated. They said nothing because they were recording the video. And it will show that there was no contact, no conversation whatsoever between them and the person who says that they made comments that were inappropriate. And you know what's going to happen? Like, especially on with companies like Microsoft, they're going to remain banned. They're going to receive, it'll take a while, and it could be instant, or it could take a while, and they're going to receive a message from Microsoft saying, we've reviewed your claim, and we've decided that, you know, based on the situation, regardless of whatever, we are choosing to terminate your access to the service. As is stated, we can revoke your access for any reason whatsoever. So you are guilty until proven guilty. There's no innocent. Once it doesn't matter any evidence. Look at what happened to Jonathan Major. It will not require evidence. And even when you prevent irrefutable evidence that something that did not occur, it won't change it whatsoever. This is the reason why when you watch some videos with modern day women, and it's like, you know, a Maury thing, or they're in court, and the judge says, "You are not the father." And the woman immediately starts screaming and hollering and saying, listen to me. I did not cheat on you. 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 And the DNA test is right there. It's right there. And she is swearing up and down that she never cheated on him. Because in the face of irrefutable fact, she will say that she did not cheat on him. And in her mind, she is using girl math to excuse it, to say that it wasn't cheating. Because in her mind, she doesn't believe it was cheating. She will use some type of backward, twisted logic that does not flow with reality. And other women will firmly agree with her unless it were a situation where they were affected by lies. And that's when they would say, no, this is a lie. But if it affects a man, they don't care. The society doesn't care about men. Society doesn't care about justice for men. If society did, you wouldn't have been serving significantly longer jail times that are like 40 times the length, 20 or even 40 times the length versus women, where a woman will get no time on average for the same crime, and a man will spend 40 years in jail for the same crime. It's absolutely insane. There's no justice for men. What do you guys think regarding this? Because I am so fed up with this. And like I said, women have lost men forever. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away, and cheers.